Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mentality Movement. All right. So, have you heard recently that there's this really bad dengue outbreak here in Singapore? I think there are more than 12 deaths already. So, on a more serious note, guys, do check make sure there's no stagnant water anywhere. Empty your pills, do your Mozzie wipe out. Take action. Otherwise, dengue is a horrible disease and it's spreading crazy. All right. Enough about dengue. Let's get straight into it. Today, we're going to talk about a few things actually. But I would like to address this really interesting concept here. There's actually a marked difference between visions and goals, right? So visions and goals are actually two very different things. Okay, they're similar in that sense, lah, but just that visions is like a more macro view and goals are more micro in that sense. And if I can put it this way, a goal is a subset of a vision. Here's why. Okay, let's use a marathon analogy. Your goal is to finish that 42 kilometers in X amount of maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't know what the timing is supposed to be. That's a goal. So your goal is to beat that finite set of rules and then reach that vision at the end of it in a set amount of time. So the distance is there. You know that finish line is there at the end of 42 kilometers. You know it's there. It's just there. So that's a goal, right? A vision, right, is you know what the end looks like. You know what the finish line is going to look like. You have an idea of what this success story or this marathon of life that you're running, you know what it's going to look like. But you have no idea how long the journey is. That's the difference. So a vision is a larger picture, a macro scale. Okay, it's like your big picture dream. Some people grow up wanting to be astronauts, for example. That is a vision. You have a vision for yourself that's is large, is big. But in between, right, to become an astronaut, you need to set a lot of goals. You need to meet your goals. For example, you need to be really clever. So you need to have perfect SATs. You need to have a lot of AP classes. I'm talking about the American education system now. Okay, and you need to go to a top university, probably a mathematics or engineering degree. You need to be outstanding in virtually everything you do. So before you achieve your vision of becoming a NASA astronaut, you have a lot of goals that you have to reach along the way. So goals are like little steps that you set and then you hit them. And the biggest difference here again is the vision is the main picture and a goal is a subset of the vision. So you can have many goals. Maybe you set 10 different goals for yourself, okay, before you finally hit a vision of yours, or maybe even 100. Some people take months to accomplish their goals. So they set it every quarter, 3 months, 3 months. They worry about a 90-day thing. Every 90 days, they have different goals and they achieve them and they start ticking them off one by one. The moment you challenge yourself and set lofty goals within a set time frame, try to think in 30, 60, and 90-day time frames. Don't think 5 years, 10 years, that's too long. That's a visionary, all right? So for your goals, set them according to 30, 60, 90-day kind of time frames. And this is what will get you to your end vision, to that vision that you've been so dreaming of. The distance, again, is a question, and you don't know how long it is. And that's fine. Enjoy process, enjoy life, enjoy the journey, like in the middle, take a vacation or something like that. Don't be so crammed up at work. Go to go to the beach in Bali or something like that. Just sip a pina colada and just soak the sun up. Or if you like, go to Macau, hit the casinos, anything whatsoever. And that's what life is about. So don't be so fixated over your vision and chasing that vision blindly and aimlessly every day. Because we're supposed to dream big. You see, as human beings, we are limitless. So we have to dream big. And the dream big is to have a large vision. But a large vision is not accomplished over a short period of time. So a lot of times we are misaligned. The key here is always about alignment. The moment we are misaligned out of way, right, we have lost our way. And when we lost our way, we're effectively taking like a detour. And when we take a detour, what happens is we just delay time. We delay our circumstances. We delay our success. And it's important to know that wise way to do things, a smart way to do things is by actually by setting goals along the way. And these goals we talk about are set in time frames of 30, 60, 90 days. Don't worry about the 5 years. Worry about the 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. The 5 years will take care of itself. That's why you must always have a singular vision that you're driving towards, but along the way, you must have workable goals. Okay? Now, goals is like you set a goal and then how? Let's say I set a 90-day goal. Okay, I want to learn how to start a channel 90 days, right? Start a vlog channel 90 days. what should I actually, how do I reach that goal? Maybe my goal for my vlog channel or my YouTube channel or my Facebook page is to reach 1,000 subscribers within 90 days. So it could be a lot. Maybe I'm 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in. It doesn't seem that goal is reachable anymore. Should I lower my standards? That's a big question people ask. Okay, maybe 500 is enough, so I'll just aim for 500 in 90 days. Is that the right way to do things? I would prescribe something else. I would say, it's actually better to change your action steps rather than change your goals. You see, if you have a moving goalpost, unless it's going forward, pushing yourself, right? A regressive goalpost doesn't help you at all. We need to keep ourselves on our toes. We need to be able to create, innovate, pioneer. We gotta learn. We gotta be forced into a corner, and before some people actually, really can hit their turbo and boost forward. So sometimes we don't change the goals, but we change the action steps we are taking in order to reach those goals. That is the difference over there. Now, action steps and goals are really important because our processes make up our lives and our processes make up our days. So if I give myself a 90-day frame, it's very easy to break down what I did day to day. And that's very important because if I reach my goal, if I surpass my goal, okay, I need to be able to look back at this and review what did I do so well that I was able to do. Or if unfortunately, I missed my target despite changing my action steps and stuff, then I have to ask myself, why did I miss this particular goal? It's easy to look at it actually. Why it's always good to do 30, 60, and 90 days is because it's easy to break down. Correct? So when we break it down easily already, we can actually look at the processes for the day, individual processes for the day. So I'm going much more micro. Processes are important because progress is the key. Without proper processes, there will be no proper progress. So it all comes back down to alignment again. If you can get a proper process in place, your progress will be guaranteed, right? So now, reviewing my processes for the day will reveal to myself what kind of time am I using every day? Or how am I using my time? Look, I can't stop time. Nobody can stop time, right? So time is like quicksand. It's just running through your hands. It's just going and going and going and going. We never ever have control of time. But we do have control over how we spend our time. So don't worry about time passing you. Worry about what you're doing with time. That's the difference over there. By studying your day-to-day processes, you're able to actually look how you're spending your time. Your time is actually more expensive than money. And if you're wastages every day, you're wastages in your time, then we have to minimize these wastages. Wastages are unavoidable, they're inevitable. We will have them in our day-to-day lives. We just can't get rid of them. But we can minimize them to a point whereby it's minute and minor. Okay, so much so that it doesn't affect our goals or doesn't affect our results. We need to have goals that really push ourselves, not a kind of a goal that just sits there and it's so easy to achieve, right? There's this principle called Parkinson's law. So basically it says that whatever time you give to a task, the task will expand to fill that time. So if you give yourself 90 days to reach a very, very easily reachable goal, the time taken would just take lah. So the time taken would be 90 days to reach that very easily hit goal, which you could possibly have hit in the first week of it itself. So always remember this. And because of this, we have to set larger, unachievable goals that you're going to drive harder for. And when doing that, we need to look at the amount of, when it's difficult to do, it means we have to change in life. So one of the biggest and easiest ways to change your life or to make that difference, make that impact you have, right, is always look at your processes on a day-to-day basis. Okay? Your processes on a day-to-day basis are basically your action steps. Your action steps for what? To reach your goal. And remember, the goal is the short-term target, 30, 60, 90-day target, which adds up over years for you to be able to reach your vision. Now, goals, visions, all these things are like targets that we want to hit and stuff like that. So in order to hit targets, we like to be motivated, right? Just like, every day I open Instagram and I look at like nice cars, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and sometimes I look at like, cute cats and pretty rabbits and bunnies and stuff like that. So these are things that actually, I don't know, it just makes me happy. Yeah, it's a dope effect I have. Okay, so in order to stay motivated, other than looking at Instagram and doping myself and all those cool little things, or just having an iced coffee on a hot day, or just an iced chocolate at night before bed, or I don't like hot chocolate, I prefer iced chocolate. Okay, so life has two motivators. Okay, and the two major motivators of life. pain and pleasure. Pain, pleasure is like, that kind of thing. So pain and pleasure are the two biggest motivators of life. They are like our biomechanics, how body actually works, right? So pain, people try to avoid it most of the time. I mean, who likes pain? Okay, oh, fine. I know some people like pain, those like BDSM kind of thing, but not everybody likes pain, so they try to avoid it. But now, if you avoid pain, right? Pain is like 50% of your life's motivators. So imagine this. Imagine you only have one hand. Yeah, you tie one hand behind your back and you go about your day with only one hand. Okay, that is essentially what you're doing if you get rid of half of your life's motivator. Okay, and that is get rid of pain entirely. So what actually, I don't have to talk so much about pleasure because it's simple and what is pain actually? Pain is when you feel discomfort, you feel uncomfortable. Okay, but for me, for example, I really don't like talking to a camera and I don't want to be camera facing. It's awkward for me. It's not natural. It's not something that I want to do. I feel that I just keep going on and on and on, and I feel aimless about it. It's just how it feels. But it's a painful process for me to keep trying and keep doing. And I know that at some point I'll get a little bit better at it. And for me, honestly, I've seen the progress of my own small little journey here. I've done 50 podcasts already. 50. You can find it on Spotify. 50 podcasts done. Okay, and that's like hundreds of minutes of times, hundreds of minutes of ideas that I've articulated and orated out. It didn't start that smoothly, but I got there after a while, and I'm just super proud and super happy of it. It's like a mini milestone of sorts. I've done a few vlogs already. I've done a few interview style. I've done some talk show styles. And finally, I've got to this long form interview. Not really long form. I got to this continuous prose of just sharing what I know with the camera. Again, your whole started because people were like, my podcast not bad. Can you talk more about it? Okay. So this painful process for me has been my motivator. It has been pushed me because I wanted to be out of my comfort zone. I wanted to try something new. I wanted to really just be comfortable being uncomfortable. So even now, at this very moment, I'm extremely uncomfortable, and it's a painful process to set everything up and just get it done. But this actions that I'm taking now is progress. You see, and life is about progress and about processes. I spend my day to day challenging myself, pushing forward, doing something that I want to do. What I want to do is very simple. I think that there's certain I like reading, and there are certain things that I've ingested or read and thought of myself that I felt would affect, help, and grow other people or nurture other people around. It's just what I like. It gives me a very good dope in my brain to see if I can make a little impact, to see that smile on somebody's face that I can touch, change, or just lift somebody's day up. You see, so that's why I go through this painful process of doing this. Okay, pleasure is very simple. Pleasure is so simple. Just open the fridge and eat some chocolate ice cream, grab a beer, an ice cold draft beer and an ice cold draft mug, frozen mug. That's pleasure right there. So simple. So people generally go for the pleasure, but they forget about the pain. I'm not asking you to go for 100% pain because remember, it's 50-50, almost 50-50. So you got to have that balance. And just remember, if you go about your day with just one hand, you're not going to be really effective at doing anything. So if you are a able-bodied person, you're privileged enough to be a healthy, able-bodied person, then you should know. Able-bodied is able-bodied, but how about able-minded? People always think about like physical disabilities and stuff like that. But you could be physically able, yet at the same time, mentally you're locked. And that puts you in the same problem. And the problem is when you're mentally locked, right, you don't get the help or aid you need because people can't see it. So a lot of times it's something that you have to go out there and explore and learn. Again, in many MNCs or sales companies, technical skill sets are taught. How to sell things, what your product is, product knowledge, in-depth product knowledge, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on trainings of sorts, but never anything about mentality. Like, I struggled with it myself, and that's how this whole thing came about. When I started my team, I realized that people face the same problems, so I started to try and help them with it. And I realized that they enjoyed it, and I just opened it up to a different group, more people, and that's how the podcast was born. That's how I started giving seminars, and that's basically how I ended up doing this in the first place. So just backstory to do that, and all this coming in back together. But I'm just happy doing it. I'm happy with the whole thing, and overall, it's still quite a painful process to film, honestly speaking. But again, motivators, half of life motivators is pain and pleasure. So doing the painful things it also pushes me forward, right? So not talking about any self harm or anything like that, just physical pushing. And it's just painful in the gym to do your reps as well. There's a muscle burn and all that, but no, it's good for you. So don't use pain. Use pain as part of a motivator for you. Do those things because those uncomfortable things will definitely get you out of where you're currently at. All right. So if you think that somebody would benefit, would like from this, click the subscribe button, click the like button, share with your friends, comment something down below, tell me what you like about it. I used to think visions and goals were the same things. And I didn't really understand, I used to shift my goalposts all the time. I'll cut myself some slack. So comment down below. Tell me about it. Tell me about how you feel about visions and goals. Did you cut yourself some slack like I did and then shift your goalposts instead of changing your action steps? Did you think that visions and goals were the same things? Or just pain and pleasure? Is there a percentage? I think it's 50-50. Do you have any other percentage for what life's biggest motivators are? Is it more pain, more pleasure? Comment down below. Tell me. Be interactive. Start a little community we have over here. Ultimately, once again, guys, please do help, like, share, subscribe. Push this out to whoever you think needs something like that. And I'll see you in the next episode again. Thank you very much. See you guys.